Hi there, my name is Ged. I play on the Restoration server for Star Wars Galaxies, and today I'm going to do a little video tutorial on how to go about space mining in a fighter. So here you see I've got my crafting station open and all my ore in it, and I'm a little low on the crystal asteroid, so I figure I'll get my butt to Kessel and mine some crystal asteroids. So jumping ahead a bit here, I'm taking off in Dantooine, heading for the deep space station so that I can launch into Kessel. I'm flying an X-wing, the more advanced one. I forget exactly what it's called, but yeah, this is on a master pilot. It is good to have a ship that can have 3 guns on it because you're going to want one weapon to defend yourself. That's an actual gun. You're going to want to have one weapon that is your mining laser, and then you're going to want to have a tractor beam. So uh, here I show how I've got my weapon group set up where I actually have each weapon on its own weapon group by itself. The tractor beams may be a little less important to have mapped at all, but um, it's still nice to have. And so I have actually set up my fire current weapon group to my joystick, so it's not fire and cycle like it is by default. It is just fire. And then I've got another button set up. You have to go under the all section of the key maps, but you'll find next weapon group. I've got that set to my joy button 7. I'm using a Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTUS, but you don't have to use anything quite that fancy if you don't want to. Not that that's a super fancy joystick. So I find myself here in Kessel. I'm going to head over to this crystal asteroid. One thing you're going to want to do is set up a asteroid targeting and following macro. So that is kind of the bread and butter of this. You're going to set this macro. It says target asteroid chunk, do a short pause, and then follow. And so what that'll allow you to do is you'll target the chunk, you'll tuck in right behind it because it's going to be flying away from the larger asteroid after you shoot the big chunk off, and then you'll be tucked in right behind it so that when you do blow it up, your crosshair is right at the point where all of the smaller chunks come out. And that will allow your tractor beam to potentially suck all of them up at once. Now you will see several run throughs here, so I just use that macro. And then I'm tucked in nice and straight behind the thing, and you hear those little clicks. Those are the sounds of me picking up the asteroid chunks. A couple of them obviously didn't get sucked up right away, and I had to kind of follow them. And sometimes that'll happen. Sometimes it won't suck up very well at all. But most of the time, you'll get all to at least 60, maybe even 80% of them in fairly short order. So that was not the greatest tractor beaming job in the world, and see, that one even got fairly far away. But with this method of just tucking in right behind it and following the asteroid's trajectory out away from the bigger one, you will usually suck up most of it. So there, works like a charm. So we're already at 11% and this is the huge fighter cargo bay, which holds 5,500 units of asteroid. So it's a decent bit. This run from leaving my house and getting to the shuttle port and then to a spaceport and launching and flying out to Kessel took me all 20 minutes, all said and done, right, to get a full cargo hold. So you can very easily get 3 full holds in an hour when you look at how much these go for. And here's actually something I should point out, where if you use that macro and asteroid bandits appear, you will lock onto the asteroid bandits immediately after, instead of just your chunk. So destroy the asteroid bandits, kind of ignore your chunk and just get a new chunk in a minute, and then carry on. You'll want to switch to the other weapon. So here, as I was leaving, I got more asteroid bandits, and but I filled my cargo hold, so I just kind of manually typed in the /follow to follow the asteroid out, because at that point the macro won't work because it targets the bandits. And then once I had my cargo hold full, I just used the home port command. So that is also a very important thing. If you don't know about the home port command, do /home port, and that will start a 30-second countdown. You have to be stopped to do it, but it'll start a 30-second countdown, and then you hyperspace back to the point you launched from. So then you just unload your cargo, and launch again to get more. I usually just kind of go after the things I'm low on, so I'll usually just do 2 or 3 runs at a time. Um, but yeah, it's decent money. It's not the best money, but for a very low effort, and if you want to find a way to make some money in space, it's a good way to do it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and feel free to stop by my shop in Jurassic Crossing and buy some minerals.